Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone off the cuff. This is Double Decker Delora Day. That means that we have off the cuff now and then tonight on Rumble. If you're not subscribed to Rumble, go over there. It's Delora OBrien, The Gathering. We are doing the famous Fab Four, and it's called, they are doing Smoke and Mirrors. And it's very interesting what is happening. We're going to cover all that tonight. But I got a huge, or I should say huge, YUGE show for you today. Very excited. People are saying it's great to have a president. It sure is. It's great to be able to call him President Trump and have it be certified and inaugurated. And I will go into all that. There's so much to unpack. Let me just do our quick fundraisers, and then I'm going to get right into it because it's a very, very full, chock-full day. I've got so much to share with you right up to this second. I'm writing, I'm changing, I printed stuff out. I can't even tell you what's going on in my brain. I'm going to try to get it over to you and in my spirit and in my soul. And so let's just do this. Okay. One of our fundraisers, obviously, joyandcountry.com. The other one is wearetakingitback.com. I told you all that we were searching for God to open a door for one that we could start building toward the impact center. Because understand, with the gathering, the money we get and everything, then we do a gathering, and then we got to amass money and do a gathering. With this, we can build toward an impact center, even if it's to rent a place at first, just to do something. So we do have that. Okay, so put on your calendar February 8th, Wednesday. That is when we are, at that point, we'll be 3 months in, and you know us, we have to check it out. We just are very, very careful. We just don't throw anything out there to make money. And it's gotta sync with our spirit. And it's gotta be what we believe God has given us to help us during this time until the wealth transfer in many areas, not just one, many areas occurs. Okay, so wearetakingitback.com. Go over there, read about that. Joyandcountry.com. This is for those of you that are new. When we first started doing the gathering, we got that word from Prophet Kim Clement when we were working with him and his ministry. Happened in 2015. And he gave us a word that we would be doing gatherings around the country. We have been. That word got fulfilled end of 2021. We've been doing it ever since. We have yet to do one this year. We had a place in LA. Actually, the date and everything was set, and it was going to be at the beginning of February, and the place burned down, and we felt a check 2 weeks before that happened, and we canceled it. And our team will tell you that's what happened. And then the place is not there. We would have lost money. We would have lost airfare. God has your back. God has our back. Just know that. So we're searching now for the next place. This is how you can help us, like this. Look at this t-shirt. Pray, love, repeat. I love it. I love it. It comes in so many colors. Jenna just brought this over yesterday. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. I got to tell you about that situation. But pray, love, repeat. I love it. It's cool. You know, I wear it under a hoodie. It's just great because it's really cold in Florida right now, like burr. Also, we got some new jewelry, and look at this. Now, let me tell you about this. This is a heart. It looks like a ruby. It's a crystal, but these are, I didn't want to put it on because you wouldn't see it, so I had to take it out. These are, if you like daintier things, that is a crystal in the shape of a heart, and this is adult. This could go for a child. This could go for a teen. This would fit anyone. So there's that. And then there's this. Look at this, guys. Stretchy. So we've got this for our stretchy ladies. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is Abundant Life Full Crystal Stretch Bracelet. It's got what looks like rubies, pink, and then there's white in there, a deep pink. It's absolutely beautiful. You can get it in 8mm crystals or smaller 12 millimeter crystals or larger. your 12 millimeter or smaller 6 millimeter. These are all linked below in the description. But Jenna said, if you don't want to do that, go to joyandcountry.com, go to Delora's Closet. It's all my stuff is in there. So you see my closet in there. And she said to remind you, we have Saturday Steals discount on the website starting now until tomorrow at midnight. Saturday at midnight, you get 10% off your entire order. And the discount applies to clearance. It applies to all the new love-themed, the heart and all the things that are in the love section. And you can still get those for Valentine's Day. Or if you order now, she guarantees Valentine's Day. And always remember free shipping. Always, always, always. Okay. All right, let's do this. I wish I could just take my brain and stick it on your head, because I've got so much and I'm so excited, and there's so many things that I'm getting and getting in the hit in the head with. So look, we all know the whole black and white thing with Melania. I mean, she just, Wano Savin is the one that really kind of turned us onto that, watching what she wears. She had black and white. I mean, I could go down a million roads, but they were, she was in black and white. And that's what we're not seeing any shades of gray right now. Everything is black and white. And whether you like some of the things, and I'm going to go into this, that President Trump is doing right now, or you don't like them. Greg Gutfeld said something early this morning, and I felt like it was profound. And this is what he said. He said, look, this is what people need to understand. He's a human being. He has done more in 24 hours, 48 hours than most presidents do in 4 years. Now, Greg Gutfeld said, there's a restaurant that me and my family go, he said, and I love the restaurant. I love the quality of the food, and I love the atmosphere, and I love the prices, and I love the wait staff is amazing. But I don't like some of the items that are on that on that menu. So I just don't order them, but it doesn't mean I don't love the restaurant and I don't agree with the way the restaurant does business. So then I thought of, that is so true. You don't have to like it all. President Trump is a human being. Sometimes we put him into a savior category. That's why I keep saying to people, Jesus is our savior. Donald Trump is our president. I love my children, but I don't like everything they do. I mean, they're married, and look, you'd be lying if you didn't say that you sit back and go about your kids. Why did they do that? They don't understand. You don't really want to say anything because you don't want to rock the boat, or you don't want to mess with, the upbringing of their children or whatever. But sometimes, so what do? Do you throw your kids away? God forbid if you do that. No, you realize most part they're great. But not everything. You're not going to like everything he does. Then you're in a cult. If you say yes, 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 then you're in a cult. At the same time, I do not appreciate people all over YouTube, Rumble, X, everybody that loved him and voted for him and agreed with him, and are so quick to throw him away. And warning, this warning, that warning. What warning? What warning? Look, let me just be real square with you, okay? Half the warnings didn't come to pass last time. What did we? It was going to be an apocalypse. It was going to be World War III. Oh, there's going to be the great and terrible days happened, and he's not going to get inaugurated. It's going to be pushed off. And I would get email after email after email, and I would say, look, he's going to be inaugurated. He's going to be inaugurated on January 20th. It's going to go without. It's not. I had friends say, I'm going. Why aren't you going? Do you sense something? I said, no. Dennis and I could have gone, and we got a check not to go. It doesn't mean something was going to happen. We just were supposed to be home. That's all. That's all it was. So let me start right from the top. Yeah. Yeah. This is interesting. Cindy Smith, so glad you're discussing this. Some are making me crazy. Cindy, they're making me crazy too, my friend. They're making me crazy too. Okay, so let's start right from the top. Okay. August 2024. If you watch me all the time, you know I said this. I saw President Trump put his hand on the Bible. I said it then. And I said, listen, if he is putting his hand on the Bible, there is going to be a shift, because this is what I know. He won the election. And I said to you, not only is he going to win the election, he's going to win by a landslide. I was off 3 points. I said he was going to win by 315. It was 312. I'm not perfect. I'm human. Okay. I said we will feel a shift when he puts his hand on a Bible. Now, he did not put his hand on a Bible. Neither did JFK. That's another show. JFK didn't put his hand on the Bible either. So let's just break that down. I prayed after I get off here on Monday. I had every devil in hell coming at me. If you were on, you know, I got taken down from YouTube. Everybody else was left alone. 11 minutes, at the 11-minute mark, I got taken down. After President Trump put the executive order about censorship, you go look, it's back up. 11 minutes is back up. They took me down and they put me back up. Now, obviously, it was only 11 minutes. Very sad. That was very sad. But it proves 2 things. Number one, I am really a threat. And I had someone say to me this, and you know what? I'm going to say his name. He's a good guy, and I'm just going to say his name, whether you like him or not. I don't care. He's a friend of mine, Louis Herms. And this is what Louis Herms said to me. It was rather profound. He said, "You know, Delora, you are a major threat to the powers of darkness." And he said, "Do you know why?" And we were on the phone. I said, "No, I have no idea." I said, "Because I love Jesus." I don't know. "Because I used to work for the devil." I don't know. He said, "The reason is because you really do tell the truth. You don't look for sensationalism. You're not a grifter. You don't sell out. But more than anything, you hate religion, but love God, and you love the Christ." That's what he calls Jesus, the Christ, which it is. And I thought about it, and I said, you know, that's very interesting that I have all that stuff mixed, and God put that in me, this little fragmented, imperfect woman. So let's go back to the inauguration. I really believe there's a few of us that said there was going to be a shift when he put his hand on the Bible. I want to say who, but they're prophets that I believe. Okay. I believe, crazy as it sounds, I prophesied that in the air. I said it. And I stood by it, and I still stand by it. What I saw. But this is what I remember. And I opened up Kim's books, one of his books. It said, what was the name? It was not Secrets. It was, you may think I'm crazy, but I'm hearing God. And this is what he said. He said, yes, Justice Roberts did mess that up. That was a demonic ploy, though. It wasn't Roberts. He's always after messing with the people of God that hear from God. Okay, I wasn't the only one. I'm not saying that. There was quite a few that said exactly what I said. But this is what I did. I opened up the book, Kim's book, and I have things underlined. And I remember him saying, personally to me. Delora, you have to remember, when you see, you hear, there's an interpretation. And he said, it's like if a light goes, I'm in a room and I'm taken spiritually, and a light goes on, and I see a this on a table, and I'm looking at it, and I don't know what it is, because I'm in the year 1900. Say the year's 1900. I have no idea what it is, because it doesn't exist yet. So I have to interpret. So what you see, you interpret. So I did interpret it as literal. I believe it was supposed to happen. I believe Justice Roberts did that and was moved to go quickly. I agree with people who are saying this, because so many knew what the Bible means to us, and that his hand laying on that. And she was standing there with 2 Bibles. It was supposed to happen. Does it change anything? No. But let me tell you what I discovered. This is very wild, and I have not heard this anywhere else. And Dennis just said to me this morning, why hasn't anyone else picked up on that? I said, I don't know, but let me tell you what I saw. One of our kids is very involved with TikTok. He has a business on there. Okay. And I like TikTok. It's no better or no worse than Facebook, YouTube. I mean, all of them. Okay. But a lot of young people, 36% of the young people voted for President Trump. And I believe most of it is because of TikTok. I was not happy when they were going to take it down. If they had proof that CCP was getting information, what information were they going to get? My email address, it's everywhere. Your picture, it's everywhere. So to me, it was a ploy. Okay. And they tried to do it since 2015. Here's the thing. TikTok put this up. Look at the time stamp on that. Okay. That was Sunday, 7:24 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Now that says, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. I went on the next day when I got up, went on right away to see if I could get on my TikTok. This was Sunday, the 19th, January 19th, 2025. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means a law. Hear me, a law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. So when did he take office? He took office on Monday, January 20th, and signed the TikTok executive order Monday night. I watched him do it. Here's the issue. 2 hours after TikTok posted this, between 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, TikTok was back up and running. He said he was signing an executive order to put TikTok back up so people could use it again. But he did not take office officially until noon, January 20th. So you tell me what happened. How? Now I'm going to play something for you. I'm going to read you something. Okay. This is very, very interesting. How did Joe Biden that morning, still officially president, pardon his entire family? Okay. And the day before, President Trump, President-elect Trump, releases the law that is against TikTok, and TikTok goes back up. What happened? So, might I say, I don't believe President Trump was commander-in-chief for all the 4 years. I don't believe that. And I'm going to tell you why I don't believe it. He would not, a house divided against itself will fall. Okay, you can't. It's scripture, it's factual. So what happens is this. President Trump somehow, for some reason, maybe it was threats on his life, and that made it lawful to make him to have him say his oath earlier, because he was already certified. He was already president. He just had to take the oath for the inauguration, stamp it. Okay, maybe that's what happened. And it was because of the threats. That's why they didn't, I mean, it was cold, but they didn't have it. Now, JFK didn't have his hand on the Bible either. He had threats against his life before that. Never had an assassination attempt, ended up being assassinated. We'll find out all about that. But what's interesting is it was 22 degrees that way as well. And the day before it snowed as well. He did it inside the Capitol as well. No hand on the Bible. Look, I'm going to dive into this a lot more, guys, to figure this out, but this is what I believe happened. I believe he got inaugurated earlier, and Justice Roberts was just blah, 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 and that was it. He couldn't be bothered. It was a chore for him because it had already been done. This is what I believe. Now we have from 2008, Kim Clement, 2 presidents. I never believed there was 2. I knew there was 2 presidents, but I didn't see it. I didn't get it. And it wasn't because I didn't believe he was commander-in-chief. Why? Let me finish my thought. I don't believe that he would pull everything out of Afghanistan and pull the people out that quickly and have people die and everything if he was commander-in-chief. That was a Biden doing. Okay, I don't believe the war in Russia would have happened if he was commander-in-chief with Ukraine and tens of thousands of people die. No, because if that is true, he's worse than the others. Okay, so he was not commander-in-chief. It is literally impossible. So there was not 2 presidents. People are saying, well, it was because of that happened back in 2020. So he really was the president, but no, officially he was not. Officially there was 1 president, according to the whole world, according to whether you want to say DC, the whole thing, 1871, corporation versus republic. It still was not 2 presidents, but I believe this is where the 2 presidents happened. And I'm going to read this to you. And they shall say, this is 2008. But now there is a second president. How can there be 2 presidents? An unusual thing, isn't it? Says the Spirit of the Lord. Why would it be that one with a double mind would stand up and face the people? That's the last one. No, they shall say, we have 2 presidents. What do we do now? Fear not, for God said, as I promised before this. See, what do we do now? People were saying, including myself, wait a minute, he didn't lay his hand on the Bible. Is he real? Is it good? Did he do that? Did he do it? Was it fake? Was it real? Fear not, for God said, as I promised before this, my nation and I will change things according to time and season. And I told you now, I will expose things or reveal things that have been hidden so that my nation can move into this next election. I believe this is 2028. So we can move into the next election, into the next phase of victory. You can't have a next phase of victory without having a victory. And we have not had victory since 2008. This 2 presidents is for now. My nation can move into this next election, 2028, into the next phase with victory and honor and glory, says the Lord of hosts. Okay. So there's that. Okay? So that's TikTok. How did he do that? Why is no one talking about that? He was already inaugurated. It's the only answer. Sure, he was rushed, but why was he rushed? He didn't rush J.D. Vance. He rushed Trump. Does he hate Trump? Sure. He's got TDS. Still. The devil wanted to rob us, okay, of something that is about to happen. Look, while one president was pardoning criminals, the other one was reinstating TikTok with an executive order. How? Okay, so then let's go to this. You've got TikTok. You've got two presidents. Then you've got a man that I didn't like years ago saying this to the entire world. Watch this.
And I want to end by thanking Almighty God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That is truly the singular purpose of our lives. It's the most important priority. It's the only thing that will matter when we take our last breath on this earth. But this is an extraordinary opportunity that would not have been possible without God's blessings. I'm honored and I'm privileged, cognizant of responsibility, and I want to thank President Trump for his confidence. We will work hard every second of the day to help him achieve the agenda the American people have given him to achieve. Thank you. Thanks for being a part of this today. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Okay, now you've got Marco Rubio, okay, being sworn in as Secretary of State. That man is a different man. Marco Rubio is a different man. He said before this, President Trump said to him, this is how you, because Marco said, what do I, I've never been Secretary of State. How do I do this? And he said in that presser where he got sworn in, he said, President Trump told me how to move forward. And he said, ask yourself this, Marco, does it make the United States stronger? Does it make the United States safer? Does it make the United States more prosperous? If it does, then it is a good thing for the United States. So this is what I know. Jesus Christ is now all over the airwaves. You have to ignore those that say Trump is not of God. You have to ignore those that are giving you warnings about him, because you know what? Then there's a warning about everybody, because nobody is perfect. He's brilliant. He's a businessman. He wants to make this country very prosperous. I'm going to go into things that are going to blow your mind. You probably never thought you'd hear from me, but let's keep going. It's all the house divided thing, and I'm not going to put up with it. If I have to start naming names, I'm going to. This warning, that warning, this warning, you're a warning, that's a warning, he's a warning, she's a warning. I can't no more. When are we going to find unity and stand behind, like the Democrats have the best unity, not anymore, but they did, because they realize this. They're cognizant of the fact that there's a goal. The goal is to make the United States stronger, safer, and more prosperous. That's what it is. If it's doing that, do I like everything he does? No. He says things that sometimes I go, oh no, you didn't say that. That's me. I say things sometimes I wish I could pull back with 1,000 strong horses, but it's impossible. So here's a short list of our accomplishments. President Trump, most in the first 24 hours. I'm going to speak this to every devil in hell and every devil that has taken up somebody's body and is pressing on people, whoever it is, darkness, wherever you are. I want them to hear this. He declared a national emergency at our southern border. The invasion will end. He enacted an America First trade policy. We will no longer be ripped off. He stopped the war on American energy. He's opening them up the pipeline, tens of thousands of jobs. Our energy's going to go down. The oil's going to go down. Drive prices down. Inflation will be down. Interest rates will go down. The Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. He designated the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. We will keep America safe again. He ended racist, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs all over our government. We are colorblind and merit-based. Abolished insane transgender ideology. A man is a man, a woman is a woman, and no more men in women's sports. Established the Department of Government Efficiency. Doge will end waste in our government. Granted pardons and commutations to the J6 hostages. This injustice has ended. Then he granted pardons for 23 peaceful protesters who were praying in front of an abortion clinic in DC. Are you kidding me? Most of them were elderly women. He withdrew from the Paris Climate Accords. The Green New Scam has no place in America. He stopped regulatory oppression, making America affordable again. He ended free speech censorship. Free speech is back. My YouTube was restored the second he signed that. The one that they took down was now restored. He withdrew from the World Health Organization. Also directed the FDA, CDC, and NIH to halt all public communications until February 1st. They can't issue regulations, guidance, announcements, press releases, website updates without approval from the political appointee, who is, drumroll please, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He made it, look, he is trying to make this country the leader in the world that it used to be. That's how he knows to do it. Do you understand? That's how he knows to do it. Now, what else happened? You got Larry Ellison, not a fan at all, and Sam Altman, not a fan. But let's talk about Larry Ellison, because for me, that's the one that's has the most influence on President Trump. Okay, little background on him. Founded this, lived in the Bronx. President Trump has known him most of his life. He founded the software company Oracle. What does he believe? Okay, this is just my opinion. Okay, I don't believe he's part of the cabal. I don't believe he's a bad person. I don't believe he's part of the deep state. I just don't. I don't care for him. Is he redeemed? No. He is who he says he is. He knows what he knows. That's what he knows. He knows technology. He doesn't, I don't know if he has a relationship with God. It doesn't seem it. But I'm not going to judge that. He firmly believes. Now listen, this is not some pie in the sky thing. This guy firmly believes that the country would be safer and better off if everyone was surveilled. He wants AI on every corner. He wants AI everywhere. So, nobody can say goodbye to somebody without kissing them, without the, people watching. Okay. Is he right? Yeah, the country would be safer. Mm-hmm. But stripping our freedoms is not the way to make this country safer. You understand? Then we're in a totalitarian situation with a different name on it. That's all it is. He believes that technology is the answer to everything. Technology is his God. Okay, he's worth $217 billion. He's one of the richest men in the world. He made it all through technology. That's all he knows. Okay, bottom line, $500 billion has been put into AI for quicker medications into the body, cancer medications, cancer these, paid by the company. Companies paid it, had nothing to do with the United States, or we're paying it, nothing. Remember just keep this thought, because I'm going to go someplace. His belief system is tech, not God. He doesn't know what could be down the road. He doesn't know how maybe that could play into the end. He doesn't know. He doesn't know any of this. All he knows is that Oracle, tech company, made him a billionaire. So what is President Trump doing? He's on a slippery slope right now, okay? And I'm praying that nothing gets by him regarding all of this. But then I found my dear friend, Kim Clement. And it was when he was in Long Island at our church. So I want you to hear this.
There's a whole new system that's being raised up, says the Spirit. A whole brand new computer that has a speed greater than lightning. People shall say, no, this is more evil. God said, it's my doing. This computer and this whole technology shall reach the entire earth. Every being on the face of the earth shall be reached by this ludicrous, they call it ludicrous speed. And it shall be possible for men and women in India, third world countries, to hear the gospel in seconds.
Okay, so here we are. I've known Kim personally, behind the scenes, in front. Okay, I've seen good, bad, and ugly, like he's seen in so many, and I've seen in my husband. He's seen in me. Okay, I've known him since 1993. I worked with him for a decade. I worked with him from 2006, 2016. I hear that, and I take it very seriously. Knowing God said that for a time such as this, because at that time, it didn't mean as much. I heard it then, and it didn't mean anything to me. And then I said, you know what? This is so fear-based. So let me bring you down a road if I can. I started thinking back, Y2K. How many times did we hear Y2K? You'd be afraid, be very afraid. The world's going to end. This is, Y2K. And I remember it very well. I'll tell you why. Because a very dear friend of mine, Teresa, and I were both on staff at church, and we did the big shows together, and we did everything together. She was my best friend. And what would happen is we would put together the service for the New Year's Eve service, and that was at 10 p.m. New Year's Eve at night. And so as we're putting it together, we're talking because we were doing a song from Prince, 1999. Remember that song? And we were going to play it at the end. It was just going to be a big celebration. We were dropping balloons, and me, I do everything big, and so did she. So we were talking, and I remember it. And I remember her saying to me, because she knows I'm right there. I mean, this is 1999, and I was awake as I am now. And so she said, what do you think about all this? I said, nothing's going to happen. And she said, yeah, but everybody's saying the internet and this and that, and and she was getting nervous. And I said, Tree, nothing's going to happen. Is that going to happen? It's not. People become afraid of what they don't know. So the same thing with the internet. When the internet came out, there were so many church people who said, remember when it came out, it was like, and all these things. Well, people would say to me, you're right. I mean, I was the first one to get a computer, first one to be on the internet. So people would say to me, oh, that's of the devil. That's of the devil. Now, was it? I don't believe anything that can bring the gospel of Jesus Christ is from the devil, or God will use it for himself. So it is the greatest tool. I wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't have the community we do. We wouldn't have the church we have. We wouldn't be doing gatherings around the country. The gospel is going to be given to the far reaches corners of the earth. Maybe even in the air on a hologram. AI will put it in the air on a hologram. You got to understand, we've been programmed to fear it. Now, can it be used for bad? Yes. Can it be used for good? Yes. One of my, I love sci-fi. Go figure. I'm not even sure there is sci-fi. I'm not even sure it's there. But which is another thing we're going to do. Oh, I got to tell you about that, but that's another thing. So let me just say this. And then I'm going to go back. I'll go back in. The World Wide Web was not the Antichrist system that everybody thought it was. I used to watch, like I said, sci-fi. And I would watch The Terminator, the series. I loved The Terminator. I loved iRobot. I loved all that stuff. Okay. If I'm being honest, I still do. So everything was Skynet. We got terrified that anything with AI was going to turn into these robots in the house, locking the door, we can't get out, all these things. AI might be the greatest tool for our lives. We don't know, or it could be a detriment. It has the ability. Now, what do we say to people that say, we want to take your guns because guns are evil? What do we say to them? It's not the gun. It's the person holding the gun. The gun itself is just a thing. It's not anything. It's the person behind it. AI is the same way. We've got to realize the whole world is changing. Now, President Trump concerns himself with the art of the deal. He's making deals everywhere. For him, this is nothing nefarious. He sees it as a big wave and he's jumping on. And why is he jumping on? And I'm going to tell you. If he doesn't, China is going to take over the world with AI. That's what he's trying to stop. That's what he's trying to stop. He said when he was signing the executive order, he said just the fact that we have $500 billion to move this forward now, we've already overtaken China. He loves Xi. He says, I think he's a great guy, but he is not going to allow them to turn us into them. It's not going to happen. He's trying to put the United States back on the map in every area. And we're in the 21st century now. We got to realize, could this find a way to deliver something that could help us with health? Maybe. I don't know. So let's say this. What about the name Stargate? That's the name of the new AI investment team group that came together with three people, one of them being Larry Ellison and Altman, and another one, Own. I think his name's Own. But this is the way President Trump's looking at it. We can get ahead of China, and it is going to give 100,000 jobs to people like my son-in-law, who is in cybersecurity, but there's not a lot of jobs out there for him now. Everybody's got him and people hold on to him, and there's not a lot of growth and expansion because of what we've been through the last 4 years. Do you understand? That's where he's going. That name, Stargate, was used as a CIA psyop. It was also a TV show where people jump through portals. It will create 100,000 jobs. It'll keep the U.S. ahead of China. It will be a network of data centers and computing infrastructures needed to power artificial intelligence development. When we say AI anything, most get nervous, especially those over age 50. Me. Yep. I have to say, when I first heard it, I went, what? And then I said, Delora, get hold of yourself. Look at this objectively. Look at it with the mind of God. Find the mind of God. Then I found Kim saying that. And now we're in this. Internet wasn't the Antichrist. Y2K wasn't the Antichrist. AI is not the Antichrist. Okay? You can say I'm crazy. You can put a comment that you're off the wall with this one. You can do whatever you want. I don't really care. I know that we've got to give this time. We can't go back to the Terminator series, Skynet. We can't go back to iRobot. We can't go back to Alien. Who made all of those movies? Hollywood, with the help of the CIA. Look, it existed back then. AI existed for a long time. Did you think they made this stuff up out of thin air? They're not creative in Hollywood. Trust me. Trust me. I lived there a long time. President Trump is very worried about AI being used in China, and I don't blame him. And like I said, it reminds me of people that say things about guns. A knife can kill someone just as much as a gun. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the person. It depends who is the president now and in the future to make AI work for us, not the other way around. If our president pulls the plug on AI in the United States, will China? No. Remember that. Remember that. So what about these? Okay. Talked about, I can't say the word. I might be able to. I don't want to take the chance. I personally don't believe in any of them, although, this is what I got to say. I was talking to Jenna about this yesterday. I'm very big on homeopathic remedies. If you follow me, you know I am. A lot of people are like, oh, they're Eastern, they're this, they're that. No. Dr. Homonym was a born-again, spirit-filled Christian. He's the one that came up with this. Now, this is what I have to say, how homeopathy works. It's like cures like. So what happens is, if you have a sore throat, okay, and it's burning, belladonna, which is a poisonous plant, but in minute amounts, is a healer, is a homeopathic healer. What it will do is that, and it burns belladonna, okay? So you take belladonna. I did this, my whole family took belladonna for burning sore throats the whole life. We still do. And you put 3 under your tongue and it's gone in like 30 minutes. Boom, gone. Why? Because like cured like, okay? That's the same thing with these. Now, it did help pretty much wipe out polio, okay? There are, so it's hard for me to say this because I have a cognitive dissonance when it comes to this. I really do. I had to really fight to get through this. But this is what I know. There are, I don't want to go down that road. There are many people who are awake. Let me just say this, and cannot allow to see the possibility of what this might give us. Okay. Now, if someone has cancer, okay, I mean, I have answers for cancer. So if, I can give you many answers for cancer, but just say AI discovers by feeding it information, having it create something, a cure. Are you not going to give it to your loved one or your friend because it was created by AI? If it's proven, it's been tested, proven, double-blind studies. Are there side effects? I don't know. Would there be? I'm not sure. This is a hypothetical situation. This is what I believe we cannot do. RFK Jr. is going to be, that's why President Trump said the CDC, etc. You can't do anything on February 1st because I believe he's going before Congress on January 30th, I believe. So if RFK is not flipping out, and he's not right now, he's not flipping out, then something's going down and it will all be revealed. Because I'll tell you something. He believes just like I do with health. We part ways on abortion. He thinks, I don't want to go into that, but we can't react based on what has been drilled into our heads and the cognitive dissonance that we've gotten over the years, or based upon films, or based upon a fear of AI, or based upon iRobot, or based upon what we've been told, what we've been taught. Warnings, warning, warning, warning everywhere. Based on what we've gone through. My God, he's been in office for 4 days and people are throwing him under the bus. Is he perfect? No. Give the guy a stinking break. That's all I'm asking. Am I watching? You bet. Absolutely. Should he be careful? Absolutely. Do I think there are people around him that might not be for his best interests? I don't have to be an ordained prophet to know that. Everybody in this chat knows that. Okay? But think back, again, internet, Y2K, everything I just said. There was fear then. Don't allow fear-based truthers, fear-based prophetic people, all fear-based movies. Don't let them fill your head with fear. Stay in faith. Here's what I personally believe about artificial intelligence, okay? I do not believe technology should ever be created deliberately to create a model of reality that in a user's mind is knowingly false. That line cross right there. I believe in truth and I love discourse with a human being. For me, I read books. I got books all over my desk. I read a book. I don't even read online. I don't care to do that. That's just me. You want AI to drive my car? Fine. You want me to write a book with AI? No, thanks. I love knowing that people wrote their own books. What do I care about? Do we have freedom to use it or not? Just like this. Do we have freedom to take this or not? See, I don't have a problem if you believe in them and you want to take it. And you've been given all the side effects and possibilities and everything. Throw a parade. Enjoy yourself. Why should what I want to do? That's like saying they have to force us. Isn't it the same way? If we're forcing them to, no, you have to understand they're bad. Well, maybe they don't believe that it's bad. Is it truth that the ones that we just had a bed? Yes, that's truth. But people should have the freedom. If they don't want to live this life anymore, if they want to do that, they should have the freedom to be able to do that. For me, it's about freedom, period. Now, I'm going to change the subject. I hope I was clear. Not mad at anybody. It's my passion. I'm not upset. Not at all. I'm thrilled. I'm dancing. Speaker Johnson, you love this, guys, if you don't know it already, announced a formation of a select permanent committee on J6th. with some of the people that were pardoned because they committed crimes. If they can't prosecute them, then they'll just ruin their name. The JFK release, okay? Let me tell you where you can find that so you'll know. When it's released, you go to archives, plural.gov. All right? I'm going to go on there. It's 14 more days, and then it's released. 44 more days, RFK and MLK will be released. Mike Pompeo worked overtime, went on every single network to try to stop that, try to have public opinion. Problem is, public opinion wants to see what's in there. He said if we release that, there are people still alive will be affected. Like I care? Shocking. Still protecting the guilty. Yet, innocent people were kept in the gulag for nearly 4 years. So what's happening with that? Some people are out. Some are not. The DC mayor is fighting it. She lost, and she can't take it. So I'm going to end with this. This is beautiful, and it is very touching. And for me, it says it all. If President Trump just did this, it's worth it. Watch.
Isn't the first prison that your son was at. Can you talk to us about what they charged him with and why he was at another prison before coming here?
Sure. What they do is it's called diesel therapy, so you can't settle. So what they'll do is when they first picked my son up on January 16, 2021, they scooped him up and then they started taking him from prison to prison. Spent 202 days down in the bowels of the DC prison. The conditions there are so egregious. He was actually sifting water through a sock because there's so much rust in the bottom of that prison that you can't drink the water. And so, they would lay them on a cot. They had lights. This was like Vietnam, where they had lights on all the time. You had 2 blankets. They call them suicide blankets, and you just laid them on a basically a block, and you didn't even have a mattress. So, and then what they do as soon as you start to get communications with your attorneys and your family, they scoop you up and they take you to another prison. And then so you'll be there for 2 weeks. You're usually a week to 2 weeks. You're in solitary, where they're transitioning you into the new prison. And then you're there for, maybe 3 to 5 months. They ship you out again. And there was a time that on 2 Christmases ago, we didn't know where he was for almost 3 weeks. How is that possible? How come you can't, call his family? Nobody knows where he's at. When you can't talk to your attorneys, you can't hardly even talk to your family, and you can't possibly, make a defense. And then when you do get your attorneys, you talk to your attorneys, and then they scoop you up and they move you to the prison. All your notes and stuff, they take. So they know exactly what your defense is. It's like playing cards with your opponent looking over your back, looking at your hand. It's impossible to win. What has happened under the Biden regime was so egregious, so anti-American, unconstitutional. They walked all over our Bill of Rights. Thank God President Trump came in here, because not just for our patriots and our families, but for all of America, because if they didn't like you, they would do anything to shut you up. They tried to shut down my businesses. They had the local the state agencies come after my companies. I got a bunch of companies like restaurants. And so they'll stop at nothing to shut you down, and I've lived through it, and so here we are today.
So you're standing out here. President Trump signed the pardon over 24 hours ago, or coming up on 24 hours ago. Your son is still not out. What reasons have they given you for that, and what do you think is actually going on?
What this is nothing more than this nasty, rotten mayor of this city that controls these facilities. They're not federal facilities. They're city-run facilities. So what she's doing, because she's all bent out of shape, because they're out, she is doing everything she possibly can to hold up the process and also harm him. My son was assaulted by a lieutenant and 5 other guards last night. He was assaulted, punched. He was sitting in the middle of the quad waiting to get processed and go out. Came in, they handcuffed him, they wrenched his wrists, put him behind him, they punched him. From what I understand, they threw him physically into his cell, and that's where he was for the rest of the night. And this is a young man who has been pardoned like everybody else. And so this is how they're treating them. So we already have a lawsuit filed, but this just adds to that.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He was ready. He was leaving. He was about to be processed, and they assaulted him. Just sifting rust through a sock. I believe they need financial retribution. That's what I believe. But I want to end with this, okay? President Trump is navigating three entities. Think of it this way, okay? Maybe if you don't like something he's doing, maybe you can understand a little bit. He's navigating the deep state in the United States and the worldwide cabal. He's navigating it. You saw him speaking to Davos yesterday. He's navigating all of this. Then there's people like Elon and Ellison who he needs on his side to stay in the race for what China is throwing at the world. But he knows how to keep them on a short leash. Don't think he doesn't. So he's navigating the cabal. He's navigating people that he has to deal with like them. And then he's navigating we the people. He's straddling three different areas. It reminds me of Nehemiah, building with one hand, fighting with the other. All I'm asking is for people who are pointing this, he's got a crooked finger, he's got this, he's got that. I mean, every single thing you can think of. Can you give him 100 days? We don't know what is down the road or around the corner. It's imperative that we still support him unless he does something so egregious that I can't even make, then yes, I'm going to be the first one on here. But all this fear and warnings and all this stuff, the man took a bullet. Did anybody forget that? Let's believe God, okay? Let's just believe God, have faith, know that Trump has done more in one day than anyone in our lifetime. He'll make mistakes. I make mistakes. I didn't vote for a savior. I have one. I voted for a president, an imperfect man who lives in an imperfect world. But President Trump is a lot. And I trust him at this point. I believe that there's no one on the face of the earth that could do more for this world than that man that God put in office, that was prophesied about in 2007. That's the God that put him in office. Then you hear in 2008, there'll be a technology, they'll be so fast, 1 second, they'll see it in third world countries, and the gospel will come to them. We have to allow the world to expand and to grow in technology. We can't be stuck. If I look back 2,000 years, the Pharisees were stuck. And when Jesus spit in dirt and put it on the guy's eye, they never saw that before. They knew right then they were going to take him out. You're healing on the Sabbath? That's what I'm hearing. That's what it reminds me of with people. You're healing on the Sabbath? You don't look at the healing. You're not looking at the man who took a bullet, the man who has done more for this country, the J6 father. All these people are out. No, you're looking at the dot. You're looking at the dot. Not you, not anybody here, not anybody here. Yes, Renee T, be discerning, but give them a break, okay? Give them a break. And the more you watch people that get views and whatever they want you to do, and you watch people that are saying all these things, and so let me just say, let me really meddle, okay? And I know Dennis is going, oh no, don't meddle. Let me really meddle. Because you get one thing right, okay, doesn't mean everything else you say is right. Whether you're a prophet, people know you as a prophet, they know you as a seer, whatever they know. You get one thing right doesn't mean everything else is right, because a person that got one thing right, and I have no problem with the person, I don't even know them. Got a lot wrong. So know that there's only one way. Yeah, you can listen to me. Yeah, I'll try to always give you the truth like I am. I will always try to do best for you. That's my heart. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I didn't. But you got to try to hear God for yourself. And it doesn't mean you spend 1 minute and say, okay, God, speak to me. It's a relationship. Okay. You got to develop, you got to talk. I talk to God. In fact, I was talking to Dennis the other day and I said, Daddy, and it came out of my mouth. I usually say, God or my Father in heaven, and it was Daddy. Daddy came out of my mouth because that's what he is to me. He's my daddy. So if we could get that, please. I took a long off the cuff today. I just want you guys to feel the shift that's going on in this country. You can't feel a shift if you're not in faith. People wrote to me, said, I didn't feel no shift. I felt the shift 2 days before the inauguration. Some of you wrote to me and said, wow, I'm feeling it already. The devil tried to stop that on inauguration day. He wanted me off. He was screeching with what went on. Just know, the man that God, the creator of the universe, maker of heaven and earth and all things, has the man that he called before the beginning of time for a time such as this is in office and hearing from God and doing what is best for this country. Is he perfect? No. But let's give him a break. Okay. You got a question? I'm only going to take a couple. It's late. 3 question marks in the question. And that's it. That's it. Let's say amen. But God's got this indeed. Amen. Curious Tadpole, you always got some good questions. See what you say. Let's put it up here. Those sealed government files were written by the evil perpetrators. I wonder how much they left out or manipulated in those files. Well, it's a really good question, and I actually thought of that myself. But here's what, this is what I know. How can I say this? Let's look at this objectively. Why have they kept it from us? And why did they redact a lot? The CIA has everything on everybody, good, bad, and indifferent. That's how they blackmail people. So they have the paperwork. They have files. It's all on paper because it wasn't, there was no internet. You will find things there. I don't believe you're going to find everything you want. I don't believe that. I believe it's going to be obvious that our government was involved. That's what I believe. And with Mike Pompeo saying there are people still alive that could be affected, I'm assuming now that, and deducing that it's probably that the people that were involved have family members that are alive today, and they fear for them, death threats and going after them. So I believe, I hope that helps answer your question. I believe that they want a record of everything, and the CIA has all this stuff. All right, so let me go down the bottom. I'm just going to take a couple down here. Do you believe we have 260 planes full of gold from the Vatican? Ugh, Michael, you really want me to answer that? I don't. I believe we have a lot. Hold on a second. I want to see this. I believe we have a lot, Mark, but I believe a lot of that stuff was a psyop. Mark and many others got taken down from YouTube during the watch parties too, not just you. Good. Thank you. A lot of these, some have not, I don't understand. Lots of profits mean prophets? Some have given, have not come true yet. Prophecies, just like the Bible. Yeah. Absolutely. That's obviously obvious. Yeah. Thank you for that. Didn't Trump just take away Pompeo's security clearance? Oh, he sure did. And John Bolton. Ba-bum-bum. With the gospel being spread across the whole world instantaneously, does that mean the rapture follows? Does that mean there's even more time before that ever happened? I don't know, Sean. There is so much about that I could go into here that is probably better left for Solomon's Porch. So you do that too. You have those questions, those loaded questions that I have to do it off the cuff to explain. But I don't know. But we go into it. What happened to JFK disclosure? I just was talking about that. So what happened to JFK disclosure? He, as of yesterday, he signed the executive order and gave them 15 days to put it together, unredact it, and it's 15 days. So 2 weeks from today, it will be released, and to find it on archives.gov. Thanks, Delora. It's been hard for us. We've all been gaslit so much with it. You know how much we adore you. Oh, thank you, Cam. Listen to me, my friend. I have to. I'm there with you. There's no one that has not been gaslit. There's no one. We're in this together, girl. We're in this together. I'm telling you, it's tough. No one said it's easy. But you know what? God gave me a very pragmatic way to look at things and common sense. And I hear from God. And I'm not always right in what I say, but I've got to make sure I'm an ambassador of hope and faith. That's what I do. That's who I am. I bring truth in a way that is housed in hope and faith. I can't let people feel like they go to bed at night and there's no hope left. Do you understand? There is. It's incredible. Look at what's going on in the world. We arrived, guys. We arrived. Faith over fear. Yes, I'm going to end with that. Elton, faith over fear, my friend. Amen. Okay, guys. Tonight, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's going to be a lot. We're going to unload a lot tonight. Dennis has got some great decoding to go on with the finance end of things. So that's on Rumble. Go subscribe over there. It's Delora OBrien, The Gathering. One of our fundraisers. Pray, love, repeat. Comes in all kinds of colors. I love this. It's real comfy. It's real, and it's so swishy. You know, it's very comfortable. And that's in the link below. Okay, you can find this. And then there's these little heart earrings. That's a heart-shaped crystal. These you could get these for your grandchild. These are beautiful, very dainty. I love them. Like when I wear my hair up, I would wear these. I just love these. And then there's the Abundant Life full crystal stretch bracelet. So beautiful, guys. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. You can't see. See, this drives me crazy. That isn't red. It's like a burgundy. It's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Goes over your wrist. And that's it. Everything is in the link below in the description or in joyandcountry.com, Delora's Closet. Please don't forget until tomorrow night at midnight, 10% off the entire site and always free US shipping. See you tonight. Oh, thank you. I can't wait for tonight too. We're ready, locked and loaded, ready for Fab 4. Love you guys. I'll see you later. Ciao for now. Remember, go in the power of God, my friends. Love you.